TMOG.
Deacon, what's up, man?
Shalom, what's going on?
Hey, how are you?
Oh man, as best as I can be in this condition of our people.
So, dude, I'm on the fringe as part of the pun of this movement. So I've kind of interacted with certain Hebrew Israelite groups, and my channel name is called The Mind of God. I just have a question related to this slaves in heaven concept. So I think the thing that I boiled it down to is there's a major difference between myself and other people about the two witnesses. So do you have a minute to talk about that first?
Okay, The Mind of God. I see you right here. This is you with 996 subscribers?
That's me, yeah.
Okay, so are you a Christian or?
No, I accept a lot of the teachings that you guys share.
What's your ethnicity?
I would say you guys would call me an Elamite.
Oh, Elam. So you've been studying, huh? So you're East Indian. You're East Indian or Persian?
East Indian.
East Indian. Okay. So you wanna talk about who the two witnesses are from your perspective or from mine?
Well, no, I think it relates to the slaves in heaven because my understanding of the two witnesses is that they're actually two men.
Okay. Well, let's hear. I got some time. I got a little time.
Yeah.
So I'll give you a few minutes to go into it. Go ahead.
So Acts 1:11, when Yahushua was taken away, two men were standing there, in white. And then they said that the reciprocal event is going to happen when he returns. And I take that literally. And then I was told on the first day of this year that Revelation 11 is the fulfillment of those two men when he returns.
Okay. Let me just make sure I'm walking with you. Okay. Let me just make sure I'm walking with you.
Yeah.
Acts 1:11 is the two witnesses spoken of in Revelation 11. This is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me just pull it up. Acts 1:11.
Or representative of them.
What? Okay. So now that's different though. A representation and then something actually being something is two different things, right?
Yeah, we can pull it up first, but I think who they are is not explicit. I would say they're Moses and Elijah. I think it's very clear from Revelation 11, just based on the powers that they've had in the past and how it's consistent with what's written there. So that's who I would say they are.
Okay, so that's interesting because it's not a bugged out statement to say that these two men standing by in white apparel could be the two witnesses, but I don't see evidence of it. But I can see how one could assert that or draw a conclusion.
Okay, fair enough. So just just FYI, in case people are receiving this as well, and this, I could be wrong. I'm not obviously certain of this, but what I was told then is that those individuals, those two men, will be administering the plagues in Revelation 16. So that earthquake that happens at the end of Revelation 11 and 16 are the same. And so Moses and Elijah will be here in America, dark-skinned men, and they will be tormenting the world. That's why the world is going to hate them. That's what it says in Revelation 11, that the whole world's going to rejoice and send packages and all that kind of stuff.
Okay, so your whole, I could contest that because. Not even confrontationally, because this isn't even nothing to argue about.
Yeah.
But I'll just give you our understanding. We
Sure.
don't believe that there's going to be two individuals in the end times. We believe that is talking about Moses and Elijah, but we believe that it's representative of all the prophets that are on the scene today.
Oh, interesting. Okay, fair enough.
Because here's why. I want to show you why.
Okay.
I'm going to share my screen. And when we go here, so it says, because a lot of people from the Hebrew Israelite persuasion think that there's going to be two witnesses as well, but some say it's the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom, but we say it's the prophets. So it says they're dead bodies. So you take this to be literal, that Moses and Elijah is going to come and be killed?
Correct.
Okay. Now it says 3 days and a half, and then their bodies won't be buried.
Yeah, it'll be very similar to Yahushua's ministry in terms of the length, 1,260 days. Then their bodies will be left there. He was resurrected. So that 3.5 days I take as literal. I believe the Hebrew Israelite. I don't want to put you, generalize what your view is, but I believe you believe that's representative of a longer time period, right?
Yeah, the 350 years from 1619 to 1968.
Right. Okay. So I mean, just as a thought, I guess I'm sure you thought about this, but I take all of Revelation 11 absolutely literally. I believe they will be here, feet on the ground in America for 1,260 days.
Mm-hmm.
So
okay. So
the reason that matters for slavery,
born,
it'll change the interpretation of those verses where the elect are harming people. That's why I brought that up, because it'll change the way at least I teach that those are to be understood.
Okay. So wait, rephrase what you just said.
So
you're mentioning this in reference to slavery in the kingdom,
right? So the way I was told, the way I teach is that the elect are taken away when the two witnesses are brought here, and then they return 1,260 days later to administer, to be part of Christ or Yahushua and the angels fighting, this war in space that I think is kind of understood the way it will happen. And so whenever it says that Christ or Yahushua will return with his elect, they'll return then. So they're taken away, and then so there's a lot of verses that I use to support the fact that God's elect will be taken away prior to, SHTF, stuff getting really bad.
Right. Okay. But what about Jacob's trouble?
Jacob's trouble, I believe we're going through that now.
Yeah. So you believe right now is a time like never been ever in the history of the world?
Yeah, because the deception, and I believe we're living in Revelation 12, which is a time of deception where God is trying to deceive the elect.
So you don't believe that it can get any worse than what's going on today?
No, it's going to. It's called the Great Tribulation, according to Yahushua. And that's coming. Yeah.
Now, who will be saved out of that?
Prior to that, it will be the elect.
No. It said Jacob's trouble is going to happen, but Jacob's trouble, the Israelites will be saved out of Jacob's trouble. Not that they will be saved and then Jacob's trouble happens.
Yeah. That's why I said it's happening now.
Okay, so are the elect on the scene today?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so the elect will be saved out of Jacob's trouble then.
Right. And then after that period begins what Yahushua calls Great Tribulation. And that's when the two witnesses are here tormenting the earth with Revelation 16.
Okay, so are the two witnesses going to be born?
I don't know. That's the part I wasn't told. I don't know how that will work, honestly.
You keep saying you were told something. Who's telling you this?
On the first day of this year, I was given the sequence of the end times.
By who?
I mean, if it happens, it was from the Most High.
Okay. So did you receive it by way of when you were studying, you had an epiphany or a dream, vision?
No, I think just all the chapters in Revelation were put in sequence, and I was told that those two witnesses are literal men. Okay.
So because it would be a problem. If it's Moses and Elijah, which you say is literal, and they're able to be killed, then that would mean they would have to be born.
That's the supernatural event because the elect will be taken away, right? So we're obviously dealing with a very supernatural event. So 144 are taken away, and then two men are brought here, and then they're going to be chastised.
Okay, so these two men. How does that make sense though that the 144 get taken away, and then two witnesses, some of the most powerful witnesses, prophets? God said that John was Elijah, and that nobody was even greater than Elijah that was born to have to come here and not be a part of the 144 just to suffer more tribulation.
Well, that's that. You know how the disciples were debating who's the greatest, and then Yahushua said those two seats are taken, right? And that these are the two people. So I put them even above the 24 elders. So it's like Yahushua, them two, the 24 elders, and then the 144,000. So
okay. So Rob, if you want to interject, you can whenever you want to. But it says verse 12. 3 days and a half, you take that literal, and then verse 12, and they heard a great voice from heaven saying, "Come up hither." So, and their enemies beheld him.
Yep.
The same hour was a great earthquake.
Yeah, and if you read Revelation 16, that's the exact same earthquake.
That's the same earthquake. Okay, do you believe this to be a literal earthquake?
Absolutely, yep.
Okay, and the 10th part of the city fell. What's the 10th part of the city?
That would be referencing America, just because they'd be here.
Why is it calling it the 10th part?
That part, I'm not sure, actually. I don't know. I don't know actually what that specific phrase means.
Okay, and they were slain 7,000 men. You take that to be literal?
Yeah, and the remnant are in the Middle East. They're in Second Ezra's. They're in Arzareth.
Okay, wait. Okay. So
it's that strong. They felt it.
Now you said the 10th part is all of America, but only 7,000 men died, and you're taking this to be literal. So out of 350 million people here in America, and if this is literal, there's going to be an earthquake that rocks all of America, and only 7,000 people die.
That's a good point. But yeah, I would take that literally. Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah. Revelation is an allegorical, metaphorical book. I don't. A lot of people are going to see things differently in the book of Revelation. Some are going to see it literal. Some aren't going to. Rab, you wanted to say something?
Salakia.
Okay, I thought I heard you. So, yeah, I don't see it your way, but there's plenty of people that do see it your way. So, I would say at the end of the day, you being an Elamite, where do you fit in with this understanding, or where are you at?
I could be a confusion of face. When I first started watching Zabak and his videos years ago, I accepted it within a few days or a week or so. Like I understood that the so-called Negroes, and I understand that the tribes are scattered and all that, but I accepted that as truth. So
you could be. I believe Isaiah 11 speaks about Elam. There's scattered Israelites everywhere. So your best bet is to just pray and hope and keep the laws and statutes and commandments to your best ability. So
where does it say that in the Bible, by the way, to keep it for the best of your ability?
Well, being that we're in exile, and the Bible says that we will be eating our bread defiled. Also not parallel, but to reference Judges 5 and 11 to rehearse the righteous acts. Even with our temple is down. So certain things that happen, like certain holy days, we're supposed to be at the temple giving offering. So, but that doesn't mean because you can't keep some things properly that you just don't keep any. That's what the Christian church doesn't understand.
Fair enough. Yeah, I agree.
So that's why we say to the best of our ability.
So, like you guys, like this mask stuff and all that, do you guys recognize that's Job 9:24? He covered the faces of the judges thereof.
I mean, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that, but I can see why you would say that.
But just for people to think about Job 9:24, 9 plus 24 is 33. I believe we're living in that time. This is a Masonic, this is a massive satanic ritual. Essentially, what's going on with all this? We call it coronavirus, so we don't get shut down. But I believe God's telling us that that's not what we're supposed to do. Satanic ritual. Essentially, what's going on with all this? We call it coronavirus, so we don't get shut down. But I believe God's telling. This is a Masonic, this is a massive satanic ritual. Essentially, what's going on with all this? We call it coronavirus, so we don't get shut down. But I believe God's telling us that that's not what we're supposed to do. And so that's why I know we're in the last days, because with the elect, wherever they are going to refuse all of that. They're not going to do that.
Yeah, I was because in Seattle, sometimes we'll go and we'll have a beer or have a drink or play some pool, but the bars closed early due to the virus. So only thing that's open is like the casinos. So they're making a ton of money right now. So we go to the casino, and the security at the casino, they are stressing the fact you not only have to wear it, but it has to be covering your nose. And they tell you, they will come up to you and say, cover your nose or we're going to kick you out.
Jeez.
Right. So, yeah, we understand that it's definitely the end times. And Lord willing, it doesn't get better. And I know people are like, what do you mean? We hope it doesn't get better because the destruction of this place is the rise of the new kingdom, which is our kingdom. So, all right, man, let me get a couple more people on, man. We'll see you around.
Thanks for your time, man. Take care.